A detective arrives at a parking lot. One space has no number. The visible spaces are 16, 06, 68, 88, question mark, 98. Can you figure out the missing number? Turn the picture upside down. The spaces become 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. The missing number is 87. Daily Digest lesson. Sometimes the answer doesn't require more intelligence, it requires a different perspective. Many people spend years trying harder when what they really need is to look differently. The same problem can become much simpler when you change your point of view. Whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, don't become trapped by one way of thinking. Innovation begins the moment you ask, "What if I'm looking at this the wrong way?"
A CEO was found unconscious inside his office. 3 coworkers were questioned. One claimed, "I've never been inside his office today." The detective noticed a coffee cup on the desk. Only one fingerprint was visible. It belonged to the employee who said he had never entered. Who is lying?
The employee. His fingerprint on the freshly used coffee cup proved he had recently been inside the office. Daily Digest lesson. Truth leaves evidence. People may carefully choose their words, but reality often speaks louder than memory. In everyday life, our actions reveal who we are more consistently than our promises. Integrity means living in such a way that your actions and your words tell the same story. When those two don't match, trust begins to disappear. 2 identical twins were born in the same hospital, on the same day, at the same time, to the same parents. But they're not twins. How is that possible? They're 2 of a set of triplets or quadruplets. Daily Digest lesson. Never assume you know the whole story. Our minds naturally fill in missing information. That's useful, but it can also lead us to wrong conclusions. Before making judgments about people or situations, pause and ask whether you're working with all the facts. Curiosity often leads to better decisions than certainty.
A woman walked for 20 minutes in heavy rain. She wasn't wearing a hat. She wasn't carrying an umbrella. When she got home, not a single hair on her head was wet. How? She was bald. Daily Digest lesson. Our assumptions often become invisible. The puzzle never said she had hair, we simply assumed it. In life, we do this more often than we realize. We assume people's intentions, abilities, or motivations without enough information. One of the greatest habits you can develop is learning to separate facts from assumptions. Clear thinking begins where assumptions end.
A famous actress reported that someone had broken into her mansion. The detective walked into the bedroom. Everything looked normal. Then he noticed something strange. The mirror reflected an open window, but the real window was closed. Immediately, he knew someone had staged the crime scene. What gave it away? The mirror was actually another window into an adjoining room where the open window had been arranged as part of the fake break-in. The inconsistency in what appeared to be a reflection exposed the setup. Daily Digest. Lesson. Appearances can be convincing without being true. Not everything that looks obvious is reality. Whether it's a rumor, a headline, or an impression of another person, take time to verify before believing what you see. Wisdom grows when we question first impressions instead of blindly accepting them. The ability to observe carefully and think critically is one of the most valuable skills you can develop.